Now, there are a couple things that I do want to just bring to our attention very briefly, things that are good for us to know. As you may have realized, here in Indiana County in Pennsylvania, we've moved into the yellow stage of reopening the public and getting the spaces kind of open for people to safely come together. And here at Graystone, we've been figuring out what that means for us as a church. The church has not been closed, but the building has been. And so figuring out what it means for us to continue the ministry going forward while embracing the best health and safety guidelines for us as a body has been of top priority for us. Right now, what our session and staff have decided is that we are going to allow for committee meetings to take place here in the building. We've got one room available for that, and they're groups of 10 or less in person. And there's some structures in place for that. But if you're on one of those committees, you can speak to the chair of the committee. They can request a meeting time with Connie in the church office. So go ahead and reach out to them to coordinate those details. But we are working towards the process of what it means for us to take the next steps into continuing the work of the church, continuing the work that God has put in front of us, not just in the next season when it comes to the senior pastor, but just in the next couple months as we seek to come back together. I don't know about you, but I miss being together. And we want to do so, but we want to do so in a way that is the best for us to care for our people. And so we're going to be careful about how we do that. And we are working towards the goal of coming back together as soon as we can, as soon as we're able to do so safely. One of the big things that I really miss about being together is the chance to extend the peace that God brings to one another. And that's why the passing of the peace is so important. The fact that in times where we live in conflict, in division, and in strife, finding peace with our brothers and sisters who are united in Christ, that is a gift. And that is something that we miss, not being able to be together. And yet we can give that peace to one another in the spaces that we find ourselves. And so I encourage you, go ahead and stop the video, turn to the people around you, and tell them something kind of like this.
Be case with you.
May the peace of Christ be with you too. Take a moment to pass that peace to one another, and then I do really seriously mean this, to reach out to somebody else, whether that's via text message or a phone call, to send a video chat, or just to reach out and let people know that they have peace and that you are at peace with them because of Jesus. If you need somebody to talk to, you can call somebody at this number. That's me. You can send me a text message or give me a phone call. I would love to hear the peace from you. But it is important that we continue to do this as we come together, even as we are separated, and that we are reminded of what it is that unites us, and that is Jesus Christ. So go ahead, take a moment to do that, and we'll come back together in just a moment. When we give peace to each other, we are participating in the work of God. And I am so grateful for so many of you who have participated in the work that God has put in front of us through giving in our offering. You can still contribute to the work of the church by sending in something in the mail via to 640 Church Street in Indiana, Pennsylvania, or you can go to graystonepc.org/give to make a gift of offering to continue the work of the church as we move the ministry forward, as our work here in our community, as well as all over the world, is still in progress. And so we want to seek to go where Christ is leading us. So thank you for those of you who have contributed. If you'd like to make a gift to be a part of this, and to do so as a gift of worship, because we worship not just through songs and with words, which we're going to continue in song in just a moment, but we give as we trust God and as we give all of who we are to him, including of our finances. So let's continue in worship, both as we give to the Lord in words and also in gift. So let's give this to him now as an act of worship.